Have fun.
Is it recording now?
Yep.
We'll go away.
I am.
You can't listen. Hi! Sorry it took me so long to make another video. We're, moving in and setting stuff up and decorating and stuff. So I'm finally making one. I have like a list of things that I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about the move, being in Austin now, the apartment and how everything is going there, Craig's job and my job, and then the car that we may or may not have bought. Who knows? So those are the things that I'm going to talk about. So, the move. The move was really fun. It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So the first day was 8 hours, just Craig and I, which actually seemed to be the longest day to me. But I don't know why. I think it was just because it was the first day and I was like, oh, we still have like 2 more full days to go. But so that was the drive to Jared and Renee's house. And so that drive was fine. And then we got to Jared and Renee's and hung out with Eric and Bree for a little while because Jared and Renee weren't there at first, but then they eventually were. And we got to hang out with them for a few hours, which was really, really nice. It's really good to see them and to see like what they're all doing with their lives and what they've accomplished. I'm so proud of them all 4 of you. So then we stayed the night there for just a few hours. We got a few hours of sleep. And then we had a 15-hour drive the next day. So the second day, Kate and I rode together, and then Craig and his mom rode together. And that day, it was pretty fun. It was kind of scary. It was raining really bad in Arkansas, like downpouring, like flooding and stuff. It was kind of scary, but so that was still good though. Everything turned out well. And then we arrived at Derek and Danielle's house. We got on base and entered at the wrong gate, and Derek had to come get us, and then we went to the right gate and we got in, and that took a long time, but it is what it is. So we got on base, went to their house, everybody was sleeping except for Derek and Adeline. We got tucked in, we were pretty freaking pooped, so we went to bed. Adeline got to meet the cats, that was hilarious. They were stuck under her, they weren't stuck, they were hiding under her bed. And she was like, oh, they're under my bed, I'm gonna get them out. And she was like, come here kitties, come here kitties. It was so cute. Then she was really mad when we went to bed and she had to go to bed too. But that was fun. In the morning, they woke up and made breakfast for us, which was really nice. And all the kids were up early to see us and everything, and that was great. Arabella made me a drawing. I have it hanging on our refrigerator. So it was really good to see all of them, and we got to take a family photo. I got to take a family photo with Jared and Renee and Eric and Bree, and then also got to take one with Derek and Danielle, so that was fun. So then we started the third day trip, which was 6 to 8 hours, I forget, to Austin, and that was really fun. Which that day I rode with Donna, and Craig and Kate rode together, and Donna and I actually saw like a old abandoned, I don't know if it was like a house, or I think it was a house, and then it had an old truck and an old car in the driveway, which were really cool. So we stopped and checked that out for a little bit. But so then we got to Austin, and so now here we are. Which, by the way, this is my desk that we set up. Pretty good setup in the bedroom here, and yeah, we love the apartment so far. So you walk in and there's a living room, and to the left there's the kitchen, and then right from the door you can see the balcony, which is really great. No. Trisha, no. It's not allowed on the desk. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about how the cats were on the trip. They were really well. We didn't have to give them any medication or anything. They were both really quiet for most of the ride, so they didn't puke or go to the bathroom in their cages. They were great. So back to the apartment. When you walk into the living room, then there is a little tiny hallway with a pretty big closet in that hallway, and then a bathroom forward and the bedroom to the right, which also has a big walk-in closet. So we have 2 big walk-in closets, which is bomb. So I'll put up a video of the apartment later when it's all set up. We're still looking for like a bistro table or something of the sort for the kitchen, because it's not small, but we want to keep table in the kitchen so that the living room can still be more spacious. We're also looking for a bookshelf still, so we still have kind of like things sitting where I don't want them to be sitting, waiting for those pieces of furniture so I can put them in or put them around or whatever. Austin's great. It's really warm here. It's been chilly as of late. It's been in like the 60s, 70s, which is not cold at all, but it's chilly, you know. We moved here for the warm weather and it's not like really hot yet, so still looking forward to that. We've walked by the pool a bunch of times and we're like, ooh, can't wait for it to be hot so we can go swimming and so I can tan. Yeah, but there's like palm trees and cactus, like big cactuses, like, you know, like to my hip, taller even, all over the place. It's so cool. I got some plants for our house, which I don't know if you can see this one. Cheshire like chewed it. It's a jerk. So I have a whole bunch all over the house. They're cute. I want to get more jobs. So Craig has a job. He got transferred and also promotion, which so far, you know, so good. Pretty much the same thing as what he was doing before. He'll have to do like the sales stuff, so I believe this week he's going to be learning more of that stuff. So I think that'll make it more interesting for him and give him more abilities to like either move up in the company or like figure out if that's really what he wants to be doing, or maybe get a different job altogether. Who knows? But for now, you know, it's cool. It's good. And he likes the people he works with, so that was a big thing back in Pittsburgh. Like his boss was just a really different person than he was. So they like, you know, butted heads a lot. But it seems like the guy that he works with now they get along more. So that'll be, make for a better work environment. And I actually have a job now, finally. I'm still working to get that summary offense off of my record because it's still preventing me from getting jobs. I had a job offer here and accepted it and thought I was going to start, you know, that following week, and then the next day they had called and retracted their offer because they found the summary offense on my background and were like, didn't want me anymore for that. So I am still in the process of trying to do that. I requested paperwork, received it yesterday, filled it out last night, and then since it's Saturday I can't mail it, so I'm going to mail it Monday to the courthouse, and they can either accept my plea of expungement and expunge it, obviously, or they can decline it, and then I'd have to fill it out again, which they can decline it for like a whole bunch of reasons. Like even if I just fill something out on the paper wrong, they'll just automatically decline it back to me, which sucks because, like, I don't know, the paperwork's kind of hard. It's like all legally worded and stuff, and some of the questions I'm like, what are you asking me? Like, just ask me. So I filled it out to my best ability. You know, Craig and I tried to figure out what they were asking and some of those stupid questions. So filled that out, mailed it out Monday. They told me to call back in 2 weeks to see, you know, how that's going. And I'm gonna give them about a week and a half, and I'm gonna call them and I'm gonna be like, what's up? What's up with this? Because I need a better job. Yeah, but I do have a job now, actually. So I work for Goodwill in a warehouse. So Goodwill has, I believe it's shopgoodwill.com, something like that. So basically it's an eBay, but for Goodwills only. So when they get, you know, higher class things like Vera Bradley and, you know, like name brand things, people send it to e-commerce, which is like the department that I work in, and then they analyze it, you know, see like what's wrong with it, if there's any stains, rips, tears, whatever, if it's worn out too much, and then they document all that stuff, and then they photograph it, and then they list it online, you know, like an auction, literally just like eBay. So I right now work in an assembly line of 3 people. The first person does all the documenting, measures everything, you know, takes note of like what's wrong with it, stains, tears, rips, whatever, then sends it to the second person who photographs everything, and then so obviously they have to photograph like what's wrong with the product, you know, so people can get a good idea of what they're buying. And then the third person, which is me, they have like a piece of paper that they fill all that information out on, so I just enter all of that information, upload the pictures, make sure like the information matches with the product, like make sure that the holes that they say are there are actually there, see if there's anything there that they might have missed in documenting and make sure that's in there, and then I just upload it. So, you know, it's pretty easy. It's not bad. It's $10 an hour, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. After I'm there for, it's either 60 days or 90 days. Then they can either decide if they want to like hire me full on, because I went through a staffing agency, so I'm a temp right now. So after that, either 60 days or 90 days, they can decide to keep me or not, and then at that point I would get like benefits and stuff. So they seem pretty cool, so, you know, I like that company a lot. I love Goodwill, so it's good for now, and I'm very grateful to have that job. So I'm totally cool with that. So now we both have jobs, and maybe life will like, you know, start settling down into like normal day life, and not like, I don't know, at first it just still feels like we're on vacation, but now it's starting to feel a little homier. So on to the car that we may or may not have bought. So what happened was, to get your car to pass inspection in Texas, you cannot have your check engine light or your maintenance required light on. And Philip has had both of those lights on for quite some time now, because there are sensors in the engine that are reading wrong. They're not going to blow up the car, they're not going to cause any damage, they just are not reading correctly. So we haven't gotten fixed, because they're deep in the engine and you have to take apart the whole engine basically to get to them. It's a lot of labor, costs a lot of money. It's like $900 to $1,000 to fix both of them, and that's just like, I don't know, ridiculous, because last time we had to put a lot of money into Philip, we decided like, he's a 1998, we're not going to put this much money into him anymore, and if we do have to, then we're just going to get another car. So when we found out that you have to have those things taken care of to get inspected, we were like, okay, fine, we'll just get another car. We're just going to get a new car. So the plan was, we were like, we're going to buy from CarMax because they're a great company. We read a lot of really good reviews, did a lot of research. That's what we wanted to buy from. We wanted to buy a Honda Fit because we did a lot of research. This car we wanted, so that was what we were going to do. So then one day we're just driving along and we see CarMax. We're like, oh look at CarMax, let's go look at cars, you know, why not? It'll be fun. So we go look at the cars. They did have Honda Fits there, but then next to the Honda Fit they also had a Honda Insight, which is also a hybrid, which we would love to have a hybrid. So we were like, oh man, and it was basically the same price as a Honda Fits, so like, why not? So we took it for a drive and we loved it. It's everything that we want in a car. It's spacious, it drives well, it's good for the economy, it's got great gas mileage. So when we got done, I of course was like, yeah, I love it, I love this car, let's buy it, let's do it, I love it. So kind of like rushed into that, and so we did all the paperwork and everything, and then we drove it home, and we drove Philip and the new car home, and then we went to bed, and I think we both just had so much anxiety throughout the night, and in the morning we were both just kind of like, did we make a mistake? Like, that's a lot of money. At the time I didn't have a job, just Craig did, so we were like, we don't even know, you know, like how many hours Craig is going to be getting, like what his check income is really going to look like, plus like how rent is going to happen and stuff like that, like the water bill. It was just very we were very unsure. So then waking up to knowing that we had like a $200 monthly car payment plus like the insurance that was going to be on that was like kind of, maybe we rushed into this. So we talked about it, we looked it up. You can return the car within, I believe it was 3 or 5 days. So we just went back and we were like, and they were really cool about it. We were like, we think we rushed into this. We definitely want the car. Your service was great, but financially we're not sure if this is a great idea right now for us. And they were like, that's fine, that's cool. They asked us like 5 questions, like, why do you want to return the car? You know, just like basic questions. And then we returned it, got full refund. The credit, like Craig's credit is not hurt at all. It just shows that we like canceled the loan. And they were like, when you're ready to, you know, make the plunge and like actually do it, you know, come back and they'll be there to help us out. So that was great. So we had a new car for a day. And we didn't drive it at all. We literally drove it home and then we drove it back to the lot. So, like, oh, also, we've become friends with the sales rep that helped us find that car. His name's Blake. And Blake told us that if you have a car registered in Travis County, which is the county that we live in now, if you have a car registered in Travis County that's like, I think in 1999 or older, something like that, if you have it registered in Travis County for a year, you can go trade that car into a dealership and they'll give you $3,000 down for a new car, because basically they're saying like they don't want these old cars on the road, they're not as safe, you know, makes sense. So that's really cool. So we've decided we got Philip inspected. The mechanic that we took him to was really cool and said that he would just fix the one thing for us that would turn the lights off and just keep an eye on the other thing. So that only costed us $230 because that one wasn't as hard to get to. So we just fixed that thing and now it's inspected and we have to go get it registered. But of course the DMV is only open from like 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock, which sucks because I obviously can't take the car there because the traffic here is absolutely ridiculous from like 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, maybe even longer. I don't know, I haven't tried to drive, but like the times that I've tried to drive in between those times, ridiculous. Like when I left work the one day at 4 o'clock, I was like, oh, I'll go to the DMV today, and I like typed it into my GPS and it was like, DMV might be closed by the time you arrive. And I was like, they don't close till 5. But it was saying it was literally going to take me like an hour and 10 minutes to get to somewhere that should normally only take me like 20 minutes because traffic was that ridiculous. So there's no way I can take the car. So Craig's going to see if he can like request a day off or maybe just like a morning off and go early and get it done. So, it expires in like a week, so we have a week left to do that. We'll figure it out. It'll be okay. It's not like we need it. My job's close enough that I can ride my bike or walk. Craig walks and rides his bike to work, so we really only need it to go get groceries, huh, babies? Come here. Come on. She's like, nope, I don't want to. Ooh, she's a fat girl, so she doesn't like to jump. She just wants to sit though. Say hi. Did you say hi? Say hi. Yeah, so those are all the things. I think the kittens like it here. They love the balcony. They love being out there. They love, even we got our screen door fixed. It didn't shut completely when we first got here, but we just told them about it and they fixed it for us, so that was nice. But so now when we open the glass door and just have the screen door shut so no bugs get in, and they freaking love it. I need to go brush her out on the balcony actually. But they love being out there, and oh my gosh, the birds. They love to watch the birds. We do have a neighborhood bully cat, which hasn't been around lately, but he lives like in the apartment below us, and you can see through the cracks. Like, I know he lives down there because I'm a creep, and I can see him through the cracks of the balcony laying down there. But he does not look nice. He looks super mangy and like has like scars and scratches and like gashes all over him. He just looks mean. But he was like sitting out front of our door the one day, like just like waiting. And then one night we woke up, well before this, I was sitting on the balcony and he like jumped from his balcony up to our balcony, which is like freaking ninja cat stuff. So he jumps up there and is just freaking staring. Cheshire was out on the porch and he's staring at Cheshire. And we bought like old screen doors and and nailed them up against the edge of it so that the cats can't like fall or anything. Thank goodness, because he couldn't get like onto the porch because of that. So then he just dropped and like fell to the ground. And I like went over to the edge to see if